In June, I made just a little over $250 as an indie author with 2 books out. And in July, I made not quite that. Hey, my name's Lindsay Elizabeth. I'm an indie author. I have 2 books out. They're both dark fantasy romance. They are behind me, but they are the first 2 in an interconnected series called The Kingdoms of Kairos. If you just want to skip ahead to the exact amounts of money that I've made, because I know a lot of people are just here for the dollar signs, I will have timestamps below, so feel free to do that. If you like romantic fantasy, which has a very fantasy plot with plot-heavy elements, but also has elements of romance, I would recommend my books. Kingdom of Ash and Shadow is the first one in the series. It follows Kel and Rosalie as they're forcibly married to stop a war between their kingdoms. Kel is a morally gray firebending king, or at least has a very morally gray reputation, and Rosalie is a sheltered princess who's had to keep her powers a secret her entire life. I've heard it's kind of giving Avatar: The Last Airbender meets like Game of Thrones, which I wholeheartedly agree with, and I can say it's not just me that says that, even though that's totally the vibes I was going for. I've been sharing my indie author income every single month since I published in January of 2023, and it's really just to bring more transparency into the indie publishing space, because when I started, I had no idea how much you could even expect to make as an indie author, self-promoting on social media, with a book or 2 out. And honestly, sometimes I still don't know. So that's why we're going through the entire journey. So I publish exclusively on Kindle Direct Publishing, which is Amazon's publishing arm. That's also known as KDP. And then both of my books are enrolled in Kindle Unlimited, which is like a shared library where you pay monthly subscription and then you get access to all these books. So the way that I get paid is through orders and pages read. I have both of my books in paperback right now. I'm working on hardcover versions, and then I'm also working on alternate cover versions to not have people on them, so that you can choose if you want a person or an object cover, because I do my own cover design, and why the fuck not? And then I get paid for pages read, and that is usually the bulk of my income. We'll go over how many page reads I got, how many orders I got, and then what that equaled in royalties, which is what gets deposited into my bank account. I really wish Amazon had better filtering options. Starting off with pages read in June, I had 46,906 pages read total, which the majority were for Kingdom of Ash and Shadow, which is the first book. And then as far as orders go, I had 6 total orders. 5 were for the first book, and 1 was for the second book, Kingdom of Shadow and Ice. They are interconnected, so the stories do kind of touch on each other, and then the third book will bring all the characters together. So hopefully there's a little bit of a read-through rate. And like I said, oops, let me get back to the other thing. So as I said, the entire royalties were a little bit over $250. It was actually $251.32. So it was actually a very level average month for me. I'm usually between $150 and $250. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with June. And then let's get into July. Also, if you find any of this information helpful or inspiring in any way, can you please hit subscribe or do some of the YouTube buttons? Like it, share it, subscribe, leave a comment. That'd be super cool. I would super appreciate that. So as I kind of mentioned that I have this average of 3 figures, $150, $250, somewhere in there. In July, the month was going by, double digits and I were getting real close. I was ready to take double digits home and pop open a nice $8 bottle of wine and sit down on the couch and watch a rom-com with double digits, but then I put my book up for free for 3 days, and I skirted right over $100 by 99 cents. So I made $100.99 in July, which is my lowest month since, let me check, since May of 2023. So that was kind of surprising. I'm not mad about it by any means. $100 is still great. But let's get into how many orders and page reads that was. For page reads, I had a total of 22,180, and again, the majority are for the first book. That's the one I market the most. That's the one that most people pick up, and then sometimes they read through onto the second book. So while we're kind of talking about averages, normally my page reads are 35,000 to 50,000, somewhere in there. And that's where the bulk of my income comes from. And so with 22,000 page reads in July, it was well, obviously my income is going to be much lower. It's half, which is pretty well corresponding to those rates. So saw that coming. And then the orders. So like I said, I put my book up. I put the first one up, Kingdom of Ash and Shadow. It's this blue one back here. I put that up for free for the last 3 days of the month because I was you know what? If I have to give it away for free just to get some eyes on it, I will. I will fall on my sword, so to speak, and take one for the team. I'm the team and the captain, so I made an executive decision, put my book up for free, and then I got 193 more orders for free. So technically, my camera died. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my angle's a little bit different. So technically, I made 195 orders, but since most of them were free, my income would not reflect that, obviously. But I am hoping that maybe in August I'll see some read-through rate, because if people picked up the first book and they enjoy it and 195 people pick it up, maybe they'll read on to the second book. So that could be really cool to see a read-through rate, like exactly correlated to putting the book up for free for a little bit. So normally what I do in these videos after I talk about my income is I give marketing tips for my fellow indie authors, because we're all just seeing what works, and I figure I would just share my insights with you guys. So I guess my insights for the last couple months are give your book away for free. This is especially helpful if you actually have a backlist and you have more than one book out, especially helpful if it's part of a series and you can give the first book away for free. Kind of like I've said, makes sense, right? I have also taken quite a step back from marketing. I've been working on finishing the third book in the series, and I just sent that to beta readers last weekend. Also, sorry this video came in like the middle of August. I have been busy. So yeah, I can't guarantee that I'll get these videos out every month right away, but they will be here. Even though I have taken a pretty big step back in marketing lately, just because I was finishing that third book and sending it to beta readers, and now I'm working on technically the fourth book. And I say technically because this is a new development of me splitting the third book into 3 and 4. So it's weird in my mouth to say fourth book. Still, we'll get there. So even though I've taken a step back from marketing, I would encourage you that if you want to make sales, market. Get on social media, tell people about your book. Just tell people what the plot is, tell people who the characters are, tell people what inspired you. Really just don't shut up about your book, because that's the only way that people are ever going to find it. You have to be your biggest marketing advocate, even if you have a street team, even if you have a publicist, even if you have a personal assistant. You just really have to be your own advocate, because you are the one that birthed this story, and of course you're proud of it. So just talk about it. Learn how to talk about it, mess up, keep talking about it. That's my marketing advice, literally. If you want actual marketing tips, marketing advice, like here's a video that I posted not too long ago with some marketing tips that I do as an indie author. I also do plan on putting out another one, so at some point whenever that's out, actually I don't know which side I'm pointing to when the card comes up. I think it's this one. I'll post it here. I do have a series on my TikTok of marketing advice that I've given authors, and I will be making a more fleshed out version of that for YouTube. So stay tuned for that. Hit subscribe if you want to be notified, the bell, whatever, when that goes out. Also, I look really red. I was in the sun a lot today. Maybe I'll just cover it up. Oh, that's worse. Okay. I was doing some yard work, so I might have gotten a little burnt because I'm super German and white. My lineage is German. Ich habe Hunger is just about the only thing I can say in German, which is I'm hungry, and I feel like that's all you need to know about me. Otherwise, this has been my June and July of indie author income. All the ups and downs. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.